Good day, everybody! We are coming up on the end of the Silence Bridge area. By my count, I believe this is the last trainer we have to fight there. And yeah, when I said there were a lot more trainers and general area in the Kanto than in Gold, Silver, Crystal, this is what I meant. I think it took something like less than half an hour to clear this area out in my Crystal LP. But here it took a lot longer than that. Probably something actually pretty close to an hour. So, yeah. If you ever wanted proof that Kanto was butchered and done horribly wrong, well, this is one of the main reasons. Others being, for example, that they took out entire areas like the Cerulean Cave, Viridian Forest. They watered down the Seafoam Islands. But here, it's actually much bigger and much more expansive. Just to give you an idea, the main game took about the same amount of time between my Crystal and Soul Silver LPs. But when I reach part 98, 99, 100, that's when I'm gonna have been reaching the end in my Crystal LP. So, and this is in not too long, and there is still tons of stuff left to do in Kanto. So, as I said, this was indeed the last trainer in this area, so I'm going to fly back to Lavender in order to get something with cut, other than my ferret, of course, because as we saw, there were a few cuttable trees that were in the way of me getting some items, fighting some trainers. The one on Route 13, I think it only had tall grass, though, so I'm going to ignore it. So by my count, if I remember, there was an item on Route 12 and a trainer on Route 14. So I'm going to take care of that right now. And while I do that, just want to mention, you may have noticed that I'm not using the bike very much, other than to go through areas that I've already been to. Reason for that is because, well, as you can see, the bike isn't... Well, it could honestly be worse, but there's the fact that you're sort of more likely to skip stuff or just running around trying to get on the tile you want when fighting trainers and such. So this is why I'm usually using the running shoes instead of the bike. But yeah, thank God for the running shoes. In the first two generations, there were none, and the bike wasn't going as fast as this, so it was okay to use the bike for just about everything. But here, it's just not that much of a problem. And yeah, those cuttable trees over there to the right of the screen, sorry, were among the most useless ones ever. I mean, you could just go down a little further, then go back up, and there you go. This is like, I fail to see the point of this. It's just like, you know, it could be a shortcut, except for the fact that it doesn't even qualify as one. It would take longer to just cut the tree than to actually go around it. So, yeah, complete bullshit. So, let's fight that trainer, and after that... Oh, this isn't a trainer! Do you know which is the cutest Pokemon in the world? It's Chansey, of course! Okay, don't tell me she wants to see it. Yep! I'll give you something good if you can bring me a Chansey. Now, Chansey isn't nearly as rare as it was in Generation 1, but it's still really hard to find, and I don't think the present will actually be worth it just to hunt down a Chansey I'm not going to be using in the first place, and that's going to take a while. So she can take her Chansey and shove it where the sun don't shine. And actually, that's rather painful, but that's why I wish that kind of thing onto her, I guess. So yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that. Instead, I'm gonna head over to Fuchsia immediately. I don't remember, though, is it still as much of a pain to navigate as it was in the other games? Because if you remember, you needed to use cut a lot just to be able to get around the city. Okay, down there. Okay, we're good. No cuttable trees so far. Home of the Pal Park Warden, as opposed to the Safari Zone Warden, which is a Baoba. Okay, so seems like Okay, so the Pal Park Warden is actually Baoba's son. That's something I did not remember. But I guess it sort of runs in the family, I guess. Those Apoms doing nothing useful. Anyway, nope, we can't get there from there. You have to go to the left side of town, which is sort of stupid because it's not like it's even a challenge. It just makes things more tedious. As I said, Fuchsia, really annoying town to navigate. And, yeah, everyone here seems to be mourning the loss of the Safari Zone, but thankfully they opened the Pal Park instead, as opposed to, you know, how there was absolutely nothing here in Gold, Silver, Crystal, so I guess things could be a lot worse. And, okay, there was only this apricorn tree behind this tree, so I guess they really cut down on the number of trees. No pun intended, sorry. I realized it after I said it. Okay, so yeah, Koga used to be the gym leader of the place. Now he's in the Elite Four, so he handed over the gym leader duties to his daughter Janine, who we're going to be paying a visit to, not on this visit of Fuchsia, but in the next. Rather, it must run in the family. Stop stealing my words, game! Okay, so I thought it was closed today, but actually it's gone. Well, considering everyone else is talking about how it's been gone for a while, how did you not realize that? Do you keep up with the news at all? Okay, so same thing as usual for this one, and for this one we got dust balls and quick balls. So same thing as usual there too. I just wonder why there are two clerks instead of just having one that sells all the items. Not that it really matters, it's just nitpicking at this point. The Safari Zone is closed. Instead, we have Pal Park, which it functions the exact same way as in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. There were rumors that remember in Violet City how there was this guy who traded you berries for shards? Well, I actually have a shard now, so I'm gonna show you guys what happens when you trade a shard. I get a Whippear berry, the Hondu berry, and I think another one as well, the Durin berry. I don't think those do anything outside of making Poffin, however. Okay, so as I was saying, the Pal Park, there were rumors that the Pal Park wouldn't be here in Heart Gold and Soul Silver since the DSi was out at that time, and the DSi can't make use of the Pal Park since it doesn't have a Game Boy Advance cartridge slot. And apparently Silver has been here. Well, I'm not even gonna try to top that because this emulator doesn't have dual slot functionalities. In fact, I don't think any emulator does, so it was hopeless from the start anyway. Now, I don't know if what those NPCs say is copy-pasted from Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, like, for example, in, say, the Battle Frontier, or what's that building called in Jubilife and Goldenrod? I'm totally forgetting about it. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, I remember those NPCs from Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, so I guess this is a copy-paste, but there aren't very many NPCs around here, so I'm just gonna show it again, I guess. Oh, the Global Terminal! That's the name I was looking for. Sorry, I just had this random flash. Okay, top-notch trainers. Yeah, this is the Safari Zone while you're here. It's the best Safari Zone ever, and here you are, dissing it. Okay, la la la. And, okay. Is he my dad told me about you. Is he Baoba's son? I'm not too sure on that because the game doesn't make it very clear. But then, why diss the Safari Zone, which is, your father's master achievement? Okay, I guess I'm reading into this way too much. So there's still this, southwestern square of town that I haven't checked out yet. As I said, you have to go over there to even be able to enter it. I'm not sure why they included those jumping ledges, because as I said, they just make it more tedious to get around town. And I was wondering for a second, that guy seemed to be looking through the window as well and saying, you know, the gym is full of women! And I guess that would be sort of true because the gym puzzle is that everyone looks like Janine and you have to figure out which one is the real one, or not if you want to fight every trainer before fighting Janine, but we're gonna get to that a little bit later. And, oh, Cameron the photographer again. I was wondering, a few videos ago when I encountered him, I was wondering, it really was a while since I encountered him, and now I meet him twice in close succession, so that's at least going to give me some content for Kanto in the credits. So, I got quite a shock at the gym. There were all these girls who looked identical. Actually, this is what I just hinted to, and this is hinting towards the puzzle as well. See, I look just like her? Nope. It's not very effective! And let's see here. You have a Pokédex. Did Professor Oak give that to you? I still have people gawking about the fact that I have a Pokédex, and we're, I wouldn't say almost done with this game, but rather close to it. Anyway, down here, we have Route 19, which is unfortunately closed off. Normally this would lead to the Seafoam Islands, then to Cinnabar Island, but the path is blocked off due to debris from the volcanic eruption at Cinnabar being hurled all the way over there. And yeah, they're working to restore the path that goes from Cinnabar to Fuchsia, but the trigger for that blockade going away, I believe, is either talking to Blue at Cinnabar or fighting Blaine over at the Seafoam Islands. I'm not sure which is which, but it doesn't really matter either way because those two events basically occur back to back, and I never really thought of going back to check which one the trigger was. I would put some money on beating Blaine, though. So, we visited all that Fuchsia has to offer, except for the gym, which, as I said, we're keeping for a bit later. I'm going to take care of the cycling road first to gain some more levels before taking on the gym. Not that it really matters, because as I said multiple times, this gym is probably the easiest in Kanto. Anyway, now that I'm back to fighting trainers, something that I wanted to say is that updates may be a little more scarce in the coming days or weeks because Skyward Sword is coming out soon, and I want to have some time to actually play the game as opposed to doing those videos. Don't worry, it's not that I'm ditching you guys or anything, but yeah, I've been waiting for this one for a while, so I think I can actually take some time to hopefully enjoy the game. I don't know if I'm actually gonna like it, but probably if the reviews are to be believed. Then again, I don't tend to trust professional reviews because, well, you know the saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And speaking of Zelda games, I imagine that would hold true for Majora's Mask. I personally absolutely despise the 3-day system and the tedious side quests, but those are widely considered to be the game's bread and butter, so, I guess I don't have anything witty to say about it. Sorry, but that's the way it is. But enough about that. Let's get back to this game. We're coming up on the cycling road, which is just past the toll booth that we saw when we were back on the field. And one thing that I'm wondering, though, is that, having a bike is mandatory for this. And, from an NPC's point of view, anyone who doesn't have a bike will have a miserable time going from Celadon to Fuchsia because the cycling road is the only direct path, and if you don't have a bike, that means you have to go through Saffron and Lavender, then go, all through the Silence Bridge area just to get to Fuchsia. Just look at the map and you'll see what I mean. This is really inconvenient. They should have at least implemented, an area for pedestrians. Like, for example, there is one such thing in Hoen's cycling road. But let's talk to this guy, and after that, hey you, cycling road is for cyclists only. You have to be on a bicycle if you want to proceed. Okay, fine. Here we go. You happy now? Anyway, that's gonna be all for today. I'll see you next time, whenever that is, where we're going to take on the cycling road.